Hey, hope you are doing well. Obviously, we have been watching the news with the reopening of Ohio over the past couple of weeks, really beginning on May 1st and then continuing throughout the month. And really, we're seeing in the month of May that all of our industry, all of our retail, all of our restaurants and businesses are going to be open this month. And so that has brought the discussion to the point of when is going to be the appropriate time and the right time to reopen the church and to be able to gather again for worship services. The first thing to say is that safety is our greatest concern. We want to be part of the solution in our community. We don't want to be part of the problem and spreading the virus or making these things worse. So we want to take every precaution possible and to be making sure that we're being a good neighbor and that we are loving our community by making sure that we're being wise and good stewards of what God has given us. Second thing to say is that just because the church is beginning the process of reopening does not mean that it is necessarily wise for you to come. If you are high risk or just in a situation where you're not yet comfortable coming to a gathering for worship, then we would encourage you to not come yet. And we've got some things that we have prepared and done that we will talk about in just a moment that'll be available for you and your family so you can stay connected to the church. And so with everything opening, and we're seeing now people, at businesses and retail and different stores throughout town, we believe it is the appropriate time to begin that process of reopening and beginning to have worship services. Now, of course, it is not going to it's going to look a little bit different. It's not going to be exactly the same as it was before. And so with that in mind, we are going to begin to have our worship services yet again on May 24th. And so May 24th, we'll be having a worship service at 9:30 and a worship service at 11 o'clock. Both of those services will be capped at 125 people. And so to accommodate that, we will be asking you to RSVP through our website or by calling the church office. And you will RSVP with the number of people in your group. Let's say you have 3 or 4 in your family. We're then going to go into the worship center. We're going to take out over 300 chairs from the worship center to make sure we've got plenty of room to allow social distancing. And then we're going to take your RSVP. We're going to put your 3 or 4 or 2 or whatever it is chairs together in the auditorium and mark those for your service as your chairs. And they will be 6 feet apart from all other chairs and other people in the room. And so as you come in that day, there's going to be just the handicap entrance available and the back entrance for the main parking lot. And we will have areas roped off so that there's not fellowshipping and gathering, but so that we're just coming in. It'll be sort of like Walmart, where you'll be most likely possibly waiting in line, and an usher he'll be wearing a mask and he'll be protected, will greet you, and they will take you and your family to your assigned seat. And so we're trying to make sure we're doing everything we can to minimize risk and to make sure that we're able to properly social distance from each other as we go in this sort of way. We're also going to have masks available and hand sanitizer available. All of these things will be available that day on May 24th. So 9:30 and 11, max of 125 people for each service. Now, obviously, that is less than half of what we have on a normal Sunday. So that is significantly smaller than a normal situation. So we don't know how many people are going to be able to return. And if those services fill up, and it looks like there's more people who want to be there than we have space for, then we will launch a third service and so on if necessary. We want to make sure that everybody is able to come that wants to be there. But this is the plan so far. Now, because childcare and daycares are still restricted at this point, we are not going to be able to offer kids ministries on May 24th. So kids will have to stay with their parents for that worship service. Now, we still want kids to come. Don't let that be something that keeps you from coming. This is not a worship service that we are worried about, kids being loud or babies crying. We're just happy to be together again, and we will be more than happy to put up with, and kids being loud. I'm sure mine will be the loudest in the room, so you'll have nothing to worry about, okay? Now, for those that are not yet ready to come, you say, okay, that sounds great, but my family, for whatever reason, we're just not ready to be there yet. Very good. We do not want you to do anything that you are not comfortable with or that would not be safe or wise for your family. And so to that end, we have created an online campus. Okay, and we'll have more details about this coming up. But if you're in that position where you can't attend in person, but you still want to be a part of the church family and connect with the church family over the next couple of weeks, maybe months, we want you to go and sign up for that online campus. The goal of the online campus is that it's far more than a live stream. This is a way that we can identify those who are joining us virtually, and then we can connect with them. We can provide pastoral care and shepherding to them. We can have online fellowship, online groups, online Bible studies. All of these things will be part of the online campus and will be accessible to you and your family that are not able to join us in person. And so you can sign up for that right now. So that's the game plan for our church family. We don't know week to week how things will look for starting May 24th and going forward. This is our plan. We'll offer at least 2 worship services capped on space that will be RSVP. And we want you to do that so we can have a good idea. We can get your seats prepared and have everything ready there. We are taking cleaning and sanitation at the highest priority. We've even spent a good bit of money to upgrade our equipment so that we can clean quicker and we can clean faster, and that we can make sure between services everything is sanitized, highly touched areas are sanitized. Once kids areas begin to be used, those areas can be sanitized quickly, and we can make sure that it is completely clean and sanitized. Now, we know you may have some questions. And to answer those, we have on the page firstbaptistheath.com/reopen, of course, the places where you can RSVP for the services or for the online campus. And then we also have some details and then some frequently asked questions there to answer for you. And if you have any other questions, you can always reach out to us. It has been our desire from the very beginning to abide by the governor's orders and his wishes as best as possible. Truthfully, from the beginning, it was made clear to us that churches were exempt, that we actually did not need to abide by anything. If we chose to, we could continue to meet and worship, but we felt that would be unwise. That would not be a good way to love and care for our community. So we felt that it was best for us and wisest for us to go online. And now we've gone online for what will be really, I think, 10 weeks that we have not met as a church family. And so we've reached the point now where we are seeing the virus has been contained, seemingly. We're seeing businesses and retail and all of these things open up. And we're also seeing the needs in our community rise up. We're seeing loneliness and depression and despair. All of these needs are really rising up in our community in significant ways. And the church is the answer for those needs. We are the place of hope. We are the message of hope and love for our community. And it just doesn't seem right or wise to be in a position where we are not open and able to minister to and love not only our church family, but also able to minister and love our community. And so as soon as it is wise for us to do that, we want to do that. And we feel like May 24th is an appropriate time for us to begin that process. Now, some have asked, what about the gathering size of 10 people? And again, we are free to operate under our own wisdom. We are not bound by that rule. That is simply a suggestion. And that is the reason, first off, that we are not starting back connect groups, because we feel like at this point, it would be unsafe or unwise to put 12, 15 people clustered together tightly into a small room. Well, we feel like that would be not wise and not being a good steward of what God has given us. But we feel comfortable having everybody socially distanced, spread throughout our very large worship center. We feel like that is still operating within the reasonable guidelines for an establishment. As you know, when you go to Walmart, there's more than 10 people in the building, but you're okay because you're maintaining social distance, even though there may be hundreds of people in Walmart there with you. And we're viewing that for the same way in the church. As long as we can be in the worship center and be spread out and maintaining social distance, we think we'll be at a safe place. So this is our plan. We understand that everybody may not totally agree with this, but we want you to know that we are seeking to do everything with care for our community, care for our members, seeking to do things wisely and prudently. We're not desiring to rush back, but we're also not desiring to be slow in going back and not being able to be there to love and care for our community. So We hope that you will RSVP either for that 9:30, that 11 o'clock service for May 24th. It would help us if you could do that quickly so we can get a good idea if we need to begin the process of adding other services. All of the services will be exactly the same. It'll be the same message, all of that. And then also, if you're not going to be able to do that, we would love for you to go ahead and sign up for the online campus so that we can begin ministering to you and we can begin that process. So thanks so much. We are praying for you and your family, for our community, and we look forward to seeing you soon and getting to gather again for worship.